What's up, dudes? FooserX here for FooserX Reacts. A few more days before I can start scuba diving and exploring the island. Until then, I am stuck inside, and we're gonna get to some more reactions. But before we do, I just want to talk a little bit about my last post. I think it was me and Mark Madej playing, and two things. One is it did look a little pokey, but um, I think some of that was the camera, some of that was just not playing for 10 years. But then, really, unless you are an active touring player and you are playing the best of the best all the time, you, you're just not going to have their same type of game, especially if you have a pull. Like if you shoot a rollover from the front, you're not just going to get in the back and start blasting pulls out of there. You have to make that decision beforehand. Do you want to have a good pull from the back or a good roller? Because it's usually like one or the other. So that that's one of the points. And the other point is, man, even when you're playing and playing really well and you're beating and rolling experts and even pros sometimes, your game's going to look sloppy. Like this is why you have to videotape it. This is why we have to be okay with watching and nitpicking all these people. It's not that we're picking on them at all. We're definitely not at all. But we could see, like, I could see the bad habits that I have. Like, I did this one pass where I tossed it from the fifth man all the way to the first man, and I passed it, and it went through. But it's like I do that pass so many times. It's just like, I read it okay. It's just I know it's gonna be there. But looking at it on the video, it's like, holy shit, that's horrible foosball. And you can get away with that from pro and below. It's when we play the Masters, when the games really count. That is when every possession matters. And if you don't treat each possession like with respect, and you misexecute, you do something stupid, you go away from your game plan, away from your strengths, the Masters will punish you. Like that's a point for the other team, and that's why we pick on almost every ball here from all the players that we are reacting to. It's all just it seems like we're nitpicking and we're criticizing, we're being harsh, but no, man, we're trying to ingrain into everybody. We don't want to do that. We want to keep it nice and clean so that our percentages stay really, really high and everything looks the same. We can pass at any point in the clock, at any hole, same with our shots, but that's what we want to get down to. So, with that being said, somebody messaged me. I think it was Don the Dragon over here, Wilson, and he said, "Man, you really caught me on an off match with my 5 row. You should check out this video because my 5 row is on fire here." So I was like, yeah, I'll check it out. And I saw Tony. I'm just like, fuck, man. We react to so many of Tony's matches, and I mean, it's fun because it's Tony, but at the same time, it's like it's Tony, man. We need some other people. But he's playing with this kid here. I think they said he's 7 years old. This is a DYP final, so might be fun. So let's get it on. Again, looks like this is coming from Inside Foods. Go
And hi again,
support,
everybody, and welcome
go
to
support
Sunday,
Mr. Jim
final day here at
Stevens.
the 2018 Maryland State Championships. Jim Stevens
But
with you, getting ready for a full day of action.
we would not be able to do any of this without Jim Stevens. You want to videotape yourself. You want to watch as many videos from other people and learn what good foosball looks like, and that way you'll be able to emulate what you're looking at on TV. Because if you're just playing without studying the game, I guarantee your game's sloppy as shit. So let's get this on.
From the Doubletree Hotel here at Baltimore Washington International Airport, we've got a final for you. Down on table number one. It's the final in the DYP. Undefeated so far in the event, representing the winner's side of the bracket. That's Donald Wilson in the forward position.
Winner side.
Mississippi, his partner WilsonMontrone out of Florida. Also, on the right, coming from the loser's side, of course, out of Florida, that's Tony
He's
Sprague.
like, you remember what I
And his
told you to
partner,
do? I told you to
7-year-old
put your
Mark
guys right
Jones
here
from
and
North
never move them.
Carolina.
Okay, show me your pull
Looking to
defense.
become, I would have to think,
Okay, yes.
the youngest
You do
non-junior
exactly what I
champion
said. No, 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 man.
ever.
You're already doing it
He's
wrong,
well
dude.
over
This is what
100
you need to do.
large, and especially in something like this, 65 teams
Oh,
in
I
the
love that. Look at
competition.
that. That's the pro master to the new player. double fist bump. Like, let's get it on.
Arch, and especially in something like this,
Come on,
6'5",
buddy.
2
Let's get
years
it
active
on.
in the event, and here they are in the finals. He's 7. He's the son of Brian and Amy Jones, who were runners-up this weekend in the mixed doubles event. And we're underway here in
So,
game
what
number
did
one.
we
Best two games
see?
out of
What did we see last time from Don the Dragon Wilson? In the last video, we saw his 5 row take a dump, and it was all over the place. He was doing near wall, far wall, sticking, brushing, hacking. It was a buffet of options, and it had the results of what we expect. And so we're definitely going to key in on his 5 row here, but we'll look at other stuff. But right off the bat, he is very patient.
runners-up
He
this weekend in
starts off with a
the
little
mixed
brush
doubles event. And we're
series,
underway here in
very
game number one.
slow,
Best two
getting
games
a
out of
good
three. Of
read,
course, Brady
comes off the
wins every
wall a
game
little
but
bit
game two.
fast, and when you do that motion, it kind of looks like maybe you're going to go lane, but looks like he brushes it back down. So
The mixed doubles event.
excellent
And we're underway
first
here in game
pass.
number one. Best two games out of
Boom.
three. And of course, Brademan and Jones must win
Very
two.
clean.
2 out of 3s to come back and claim the DYP title here in Maryland. And Donald
Oh,
Wilson
not going to take his
leads his
time,
team off the
but you don't have
scoreboard.
to when you have the hammer.
Donald,
He's just like, oh my God, I am cheating on this kid. It should be automatic.
very experienced player, solid senior player.
And before we can even start reacting, Tony has the ball on his 3 bar.
Remember him as a pro finalist, pro singles finalist, I think a few years ago at the Nationals, if I'm not mistaken.
Nice grab from
Pick up
Mr.
here by Wilson.
Hammer.
There's Brayton with a block. And
Yeah,
boy, what
good block. I want to check out Brayton's, I think that's what they said his name was, Brayton. What his defense is looking like, because again, we're here to learn some shit. And I guarantee you, at some point in your Foos career, you're gonna come up, and probably a lot, actually, a lot of times, almost every week if you're playing locals, you're gonna come across against goalies who aren't this young, but are that new, and you have to learn how to shoot against them. Because you have to change your shooting strategy. You have to understand who you're shooting against. So let's check out what he's giving them. And you also want to take your time
pick up here by
to
Wilson.
see what's happening. Yeah, and we could see, and this is why you would want
Well,
to take
what
your
an
time
accomplishment it is to
more.
get this far. Now, Braden Jones, of course, he
Look,
plays
like
some
he is
football. One
not
of his
throwing in
favorites.
tricky shit. He's really just moving his guys
Plays
around.
7. There's a block on the pull shot.
So this is like 2 possessions. He has not changed his defense once. So really, what we need to do is step back and see, like, okay, what are the major holes that this new person's leaving? Because you're probably going to be able to score like 4 or 5 in a row before they start to even understand what's happening.
Let's see if Donald maybe looks at that straight. That's a lot of defensive movement.
Yeah, I mean that that straight is huge. I mean, he is coming out from the corner all the way to here. I would definitely, but the long's huge too because he's doing the same thing. So I would just time either one of those, especially like Don has a really blistering long. If he feels more comfortable with that shot, but definitely time it. You know, don't rush it. Just make sure it's going to be there.
He does look at the
Yeah, he's not. He's just half-assing
straight.
it there.
Braden
And
Jones
again,
is
that's
very
3 possessions. You're playing Tony. You can go up 2-1, put some heat on him,
sitting down at the other end
and
of the
you're
table.
letting
Maybe you can see them. Kind of looking for Brian Jones,
Punky
of course,
Brewster's
one of
brother
his
brick
youngest
you.
son, who is 3.
No, man.
Don't believe he played in the tournament. But again, it just goes to show you what a great
Good ball.
DYP
Good
player
good
Tony's
grab from
Braden
the
is.
kid there.
The best we've ever seen. Tony's percentage in DYPs is better
Good
than
clear.
I think
Like
70 or 80%.
Tony is just happy for
In other words, he wins
clears.
70 or 80% of the
You give me
DYPs
3 blocks
he
and a
plays in.
clear. Oh.
And there's the
I guarantee you, man, this dude is hitting and hoping, and he is not looking at Tony's zone. It did not look like.
percentage in DYPs is better than I think.
Again, you have to know who you're playing against and who's your partner. What's happening here is this this kid right here, and we're not going to pick on him because he's fucking 7 years old. But at the same time, we will a little bit. This is Tony's playing with a liability here, and it wouldn't just be him. There's plenty of new players and scrubs that good players draw. You have to know what the weakness is on the table, and it's this guy's goalie. You just need to clear the ball. You don't need to be hero and score. You just need to get it past Tony's 5-row and give Don a chance to either catch, deflect, get a loose ball off the back wall. Maybe slop comes in because you're playing against an inexperienced goalie. Maybe he doesn't corral the ball. That's what you need to do. You do not need to hit and hope right into
70 or 80%.
Tony's three
In other
bar.
words, he wins 70 or 80% of the DYPs he plays in.
Oh, it wasn't even his 3 bar, it's his 5-row and get
Big 70 or
stuffed.
80%. In other words, he wins 70 or 80% of the DYPs
You
he
want to
plays.
you want to sit back there, and it's not just against Tony. You want to sit back there, take your time, just like you would on the 3-row. Be smart. Maybe throw a fake in or shoot it, and understand what is Tony doing with his 5-row. Is he chasing it? Is he diving into the hole? Is he baiting you? Is he just leaving his guy still? Is he mixing it up? Because you can't have that. Don just got blocked 3 times in a row by this dude, and then you just turn it over right here. And you were, granted, you were playing one of the number one players in the world, but that just means you have to play perfect. And not even perfect. You just have to play really good. And right off the bat, there's some poor foosball going on this table.
And they're on the scoreboard here. It's 1-1.
And two, the side effect of that is you go up 2-0, and you're putting it into Tony's head that he has to play perfect because you're taking advantage of this kid. And instead, when you're playing dumb, it takes a lot of pressure off Tony. And he might be the best in the world, but pressure affects everybody. So it affects their decision making, their mechanics. And when you just do stupid shit like that, you are letting him dial in and get back in the zone. All right, let's
Great
see more of the
experience
Hammers
for
five
young Braden
row.
Jones. Couldn't have drawn a better partner, both, of course, on the
Oh
table
man,
as
great
well off the
grab.
table. We're telling you
Again,
so
very
good
slow and
with his
patient
partners in general, but
on the
also
brush.
really
Looks
good with
good.
kids. And Wilson able to stroke
Nope,
this one
not really
down.
taking his time, but he sees that hole there.
2-1 lead early on here in the first game for Donald Wilson and Alan Moon.
Look at this kid here. He's like, I know from this whole tournament, Tony likes my guys here. I'm going to put them there, and I will not even be in a position to react. I'm just going to watch this game.
Montrone.
Oh man, disgusting.
Tony looking to even it up.
Good D. I like it. Yep.
And he does.
Caught him on the switch. Went long, but pretty good D. And so that was really really good D. How would we make it even better? Well, we see that Tony is really really waiting on it. He's figured out the
Tony
pattern.
looking to
I mean,
even
he
it up.
he is waiting on one hole. So after a few seconds, especially after this many, I would just leave one guy still on one of the holes instead of like when you're always moving. It kind of,
And he does.
eh, I mean, what can you do? That was good D. I'm just talking shit. But you want to throw in something different. Again, going to the far wall, great pass,
2-2 here in
read
the
it
first game.
perfect,
Here's
and he
Braden
set
Jones.
Tony up for that fast wall with his slow
Great play on the
brushes.
outside
He
wall
just didn't
over
catch it. But
by Wilson. So how about the Jones family?
this is why you want to just clear it because not only will good things happen with his zone and his defense, he is probably not going to get a good clear on the hammer. So again, this is why you have to be smart and kick it down to the other side of the table.
This weekend? Brian and
Boom.
Amy with a great performance in mixed doubles,
Good
losing in
shooting.
the final last night to Tony Sprademan and Ellen Moon. But boy, did they play well. Really played well. And then here is young
Oh,
Braden, their son, in a final as well. Jones household having a great weekend. That shot attempt
yeah.
blocked
I
by
like his D.
Montrone.
It
And
is definitely
Don,
he is doing a lot of
a former
crossovers.
player, has
It's
competed in
pretty
mixed doubles
random,
extensively.
and
And,
I think Tony got one shot. Yeah,
and what a weekend
he
for
got one.
Donald
He had
Wilson
one really good
and
read,
Alan
and he's
Moon.
had a
So
lot of
really
chances.
enjoyed it.
And
You can
that guy's
check
throwing
out
some good D.
the
Again,
brackets
another
and
steal.
standings over
Fantastic.
at ifptour.com. But have a look at the top 4 remaining players in open singles. And we'll talk more
Again,
about this as
okay.
the day goes on.
And you have to know too. This is Don rushing shit. He has been in the standard this whole time. He's been getting drilled on when Don's taking his time, or even really when he's not taking his time, all of a sudden he abandons the standard to do the reverse, and Don is not even looking at that. Like he just like, oh, I'm gonna go long after a
Four
second,
remaining players
and it's not even
in the
close to
singles,
being
but we'll talk
open.
more
Like
about
that
this as the
is
day goes on.
look. I mean, he's that is a horrible read on Don's part, absolutely atrocious, and that just comes from not taking your time. And you're just rushing stuff. But again, that's what happens. You're in the finals, and it's close. You're playing the best in the world, and you know you have a chance to win this, and you're gonna choke a little bit in terms of decision making.
You've got Blake Robertson and Tony Sprayman still
Oh
in the
man,
winners
great
bracket. You
clear.
have Dylan Marshall and Tommy Yore, the two remaining players in the losers bracket. Common denominator, they're all from Tampa, Florida. We talked yesterday about what a strong scene they
Oh,
have,
great
and of
shot.
course that's led by that man, Tony Sprayman, who fires it home.
Yeah, I mean, look at the huge difference there. Don takes his time. They go up 4-2, probably win that game. He misses it from not taking his time, and Tony gets it on a grab. And even though God, his goalie has great defense, but Tony's also a great shooter. So now it's 3-3 instead of 4-2. So that was a big
It's
point.
3-3. I'm not sure I've seen that.
Oh, and again, that kind of goes back to maybe feeling a little bit of pressure.
It's 3-3.
Like when you're passing
I'm not sure I've
backwards,
seen
you
that.
were
Not sure I've seen that at a
you were
tournament
not.
featuring this quality of player.
Oh, what am I trying to say? You were getting away from
Five
your
more in
game.
that singles competition. Robert Mares as well. We got a timeout here called by Montrone.
I would let the hammer get back there and shoot it with his pull.
Alan Montrone will put the ball back into play. 3-3 in game number one, the DYP final.
Yeah, man. You're quick shooting. You're not really giving Tony a chance to see what he's doing.
He rattles towards the goal. Braden keeps it out. Shot
Oh,
attempted
great.
at
Again,
play by Wilson.
great defense. Like Hammer's playing awesome in terms of defense, but
Donovich.
he's not taking his time on his 3-0 whatsoever. And I don't know what to say. What do you guys think, man? Last time we were picking on his 5-0, and he has cleaned that shit up. And now all of a sudden, his taking his time, explosive action, 3-rod action is is duncing it up over here. You're playing a kid, and you are quick shooting, and you're letting this kid brick you with the simplest of defense. And it's not even that you're not executing. You're not even taking your time to understand what hole is he giving you.
Shot attempt. Jones with the block.
Yep.
Trying to go.
and that was the right read. But because you are not taking your time, it's like you're like, ooh, there's a juicy hole. There's the slider, and you're rushing shit instead of just like letting it come to you. Look, that is a huge hole. He sees it, but instead of getting a good shot off, he just shits the bed there. Oh
Down the
man,
middle, Braden takes it away.
painful, man. That is painful. He's like, call timeout.
And a timeout called here, and Tony wants to
Yeah, this
discuss
game
what
should be
he
over
calls his
already.
young partner, his very young partner.
Props to Mr. Spreedman for not getting back there in the pits to clear this ball, because this is a big point. Yeah, man. What's he saying? Yeah, man. And as much ticky tack calls as we get from Tony, like that one against Fernando, where he called Fernando for touching his rod and being like nitpicky on the rules, like I don't know, man. If the roles were reversed and somebody did something, Tony would be all over that. And instead, it's like, hey, it's all right. My partner is still learning. I don't know what happened here. Let's see. Oh shit, that is not
Great
what
touch
Tony
play
wanted.
by Braden after all of that.
Yep. Well, that's like I don't think he sat on this ball for more than 3 seconds for every single possession, and you might have scored the few, but this is a game that you're giving. Like they just handed this game over, and he's winning the 5-row battle. I mean, he's winning getting balls on the 3-row. His partner, he got stuffed once, but he is absolutely throwing up awesome defense against one of the best players in the world.
But he makes
And
the
you were
block.
shooting on a 7-year-old.
The table to
So
Tony.
yeah, not good foosball. But that's why we're watching it, man.
Spread him in.
He wanted us
Blocks
to
it.
watch this so
Hammers
we
it
could
to the near
marvel at
side.
his good 5-row, but he probably
Double
forgot how he was
coverage.
shooting.
Spreadman and Jones.
It's all right. Great
I have to
patience.
think there's never been a 7-year-old that has won a non-junior title. That's a nice
Boom.
play.
And this dude's like, this is a great hack. This is why in our hacking theory, and I talk about this so much, you don't blow your wad at the very beginning of the game. You don't waste your hack and show them that you have that. Like you use that when you need that point. And I don't I don't know if you wanted to use it there. You're probably going to lose this match anyways. But again, like that's a big point. He ties it up. So fantastic hack. I mean, and it blended right into his series. I don't think Tony saw it coming. The goalie definitely did not see
Watch
it
Wilson
coming.
with a left hook.
And the kid's just like, is that legal? Tony, am I supposed
Four
to
here in
get
the
that or
first.
you?
Tony digs it out, holds on to it.
Ridiculous. I think Tony is
Easy to
100%
lose
on the
one
five
right there.
row.
That one
And
will glide.
even Tony is not oblivious to doing dumb shit. We don't know who's going to win this game, but we know that Tony had a chance to win this, and he just gave it away.
Blocked and taken away by Montrone as Tony
Timeout.
went with a quick one, and Allen will call timeout.
Yeah. And this is what I don't like about him or like other players sometimes is, dude, if you get jarred, like call the jar. He's like, don't wait until you do something like a dumb shot and you get blocked, and now he's gonna like call this dude for jarring. He's like, just so you know, you jarred me. I mean, I caught it, but you still jarred me. I don't know, man. I don't. Just shut up. Honestly, like either call it or just be quiet. Yeah, because that's just like a gamesmanship there. He's just like, he's frustrated that he probably missed this shot, and when he is about to get the ball and win, he doesn't care. But now that he might lose this game by being dumb, he's gonna call this dude out. So fun shit, man. Just because we are great players does not mean we are immune to playing like everybody else. And Hammer's handling it fine. He's just like, whatever. Like, I know how to play foosball. If I jar you, I will give it to you, but I am not gonna listen to this. All right, man. Big clear here.
Montrone putting it back into play, tried to come down the middle, blocked by Spreadman, comes
I,
back
I,
to
I would.
Allen. Another shot attempt
Oh man,
picked up here
not
by
gonna take his
Wilson.
time. Hammer gets it. We will see, man. What's gonna happen here? This is a pressure game. This is a pressure point. I mean, are we gonna get something clean? Are you gonna be DeRosa and man up and be a pimp, or is this gonna be a sloppy hack, sloppy pass? Because the moment is too big. We will see. God damn, I'm playing. I am commentating harsh today. It's all right, man.
Donald going to work
Yep.
that
Not. You're not gonna get that.
left hook again. This time Tony
I don't
going
know.
for it. Not going to get that one through Tony twice. That shot from the
Yeah.
table.
I mean that again, that is saying I don't want the responsibility of passing. I don't. I will try to take the cheap point. You got to know who you're playing
Side of the
against.
goal comes right back to Braden.
And again, dude, what do we say? Winners want the ball. And you guys say this too. When you're in a match, and we're not picking on him, Mr. Dragon. We are. I've been in this situation, and I have done the same things, and this is how we learn. It's like, no, man, you need whatever happens here tonight. You go. We go home to the drawing board and say, God damn, I had chances on the 5 and 3 to put this game away. What happened? Well, I wasn't taking my time on the 3-row and on the 5-row. I just gave it up because I didn't really want to pass it because I was scared. and you start working on it, and you just make it a mental note to never hack. And that's why I don't hack anymore. I very rarely hack now. Because I never want to be tempted to be dumb or be tempted to run away from the moment.
We'll look to get it past Wilson's 3-row. That's the challenge here. And the timeout called
Good
here.
call.
Good timeout called by Braden.
Oh man,
Taken away by Wilson.
huge. You gotta take a
Taken
timeout.
away.
No, or at least take your time. And he's just like, nope, I will not even read the defense. It's not. You are not reading the defense. This dude is camped on long. And you got to know who you're playing against. You see the reverse, you go slider. You see the standard, you go straight or long. I mean, this is beginner foosball shit here, and you got a chance to, I don't know, man, painful. You got a chance to take home a title against the number one player in the world, which you will always be able to tell your friends. And instead, it's just like, nope.
There is Braden getting in the way to take it away. And again, can he get it up the
Yeah, again, and two, and we'll just combine lessons here. When you're playing against somebody with a horrible two rod, and I'm not calling him horrible on the two rod, like specifically, it's just more like a new player. You know, they're not gonna bust out some fucking push kick. They're not gonna push or drag the ball more than an inch. Don't really try to stuff, like, just stay in front of the ball and just race it. Like, not even like race it, just like follow the ball. Because he does not just him, but new players do not have the speed. So don't try to be a hero and stuff it. Just be like, nope, I will stay in front of it. And I don't know what happened there. It looks like he's just trying to go for the stuff. And
number one, but there is Braden getting in the way to take it
yeah,
away.
you just keep your guy like right where he is. Just stay like, yep, I will not. You're not going to go all the way around this. I'll just kind of like force you to pass straight and get it with my 5-row, or I'll just come back and steal it. Just you have to adjust your zone like for that. And I guess he has been for the most part. He's gotten a lot of steals, but he lets this guy go right around him,
Can he get it up the
which
table? Yes,
can't
he
happen.
does. And Tony able to dig it out.
Fantastic grab by Mr. Spreedman, and he probably learned his lesson last time about,
Sprayed him and
yep,
strokes. And Tony, it's one game to nothing.
about not being dumb.
Tony Sprayed and
Absolutely
7-year-old Braden Jones win the opening
gift
game
wrap
of the
that game to
DYP
Tony.
final.
Oh, there you go. It's like, oh, there's no pressure. We are starting back from square one. Oh, I know how to pass again. I don't need to
As
hack.
Wilson puts it into play, he passes it through.
We will see if he can.
Wilson will set up the pull shot. And
Yeah,
fire it deep.
that's what happens. You take your time and you understand what's happening. Good things happen, and it's all right, man. We just flush that turd bucket of a last game down the drain and let's start over again. But you let Tony get on a roll there, so that's the downside. Yeah, it's not just about playing perfect on every bar because now we've opened the door for Tony to just have less pressure in general and for him to get in the groove. And that's not what we want. We always want to put the heat on everybody.
Nicely along the outside wall goes Tony. And stroking
Yep,
it home
great
to the far
defense.
side. Goes sprayed him in. It's 1-1.
But great shot.
It's another challenge for Tony Spratum. He was pleased to draw 7-year-old Braden Jones. I promise you that.
Nope. Give me a fucking break, Stevens. Nobody is pleased to draw a gup in the DYP. I promise you what I promise you that Jim is that when he is looking at the flyer for Maryland States, he's like writing out his winnings already to justify that tournament. He's like, "Yep, I'm gonna win $500 for open singles. I'm gonna win $500 for open doubles. I will win like $400 for open mixed, maybe forward shootout, and I will book out another $400 for the DYP. I just need to draw somebody who has a clue what they're doing." He did he did not want to draw a 7-year-old. I promise you, he was not happy. He looked at there. He's just like, fuck. Who did I draw? Oh man, never heard of him. How good is he? Oh man, he is the son of a person who is also a beginner. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to play my ass off. Nope. I mean, he might say he's really happy. He might be like high fiving the kid and shit, but no. That if you're there to win money and do well, you do not want to draw a brand new player. I don't care how cute they are. I do not care that he is one of the kids from Home Improvement. Christopher Robin over here. No.
Not only because he knows it'll be good for this young man to experience what he has experienced and continues to.
He's like, I will play with them. I'll be happy to play with them in 5 years when he has put the proper time into learning this game. Uh, Still moving his guy around all over the bar. I mean, this is not the three row that we
Also
saw
because
last game.
it's a personal challenge to him to win with a 7-year-old, which I don't think has ever been done.
Well, that's for sure. I mean, at this, yeah. Like, what else do you have left to do in your foos career? A blind person. That's the next one. Win with a blind person. Yep, there you
And
go, man. He's like, I know that defense. I know that's gonna
Wilson
be there.
giving his team a
He's like,
2-1 lead.
but I'm doing what you told me to, Tony.
Tony,
Oh man, good pass. Couldn't hold on to it. Huge point. Go up 3-1.
and
Buries it.
poked home by
Nice.
Wilson. So 3-1 lead here in game number 2 for Donald Wilson and Alan Montrone.
Boom.
And it's 4-1.
Nice. I think let's look at this again because this kid is clearly in a zone that Tony
Donald
told him
Wilson
to
and
be
Alan
in.
Montrone.
Hey man, you don't move your guys. I will get it. You just don't move your guys.
And it's 4-1.
He should. He needs to grab Tony's sleeve and then pull him down and be like, "Dude, you're supposed to get short.
4-1.
Come on, Brayton. Tell Tony to tighten up his zone." Boom. Look at that patience. Just unreal. I don't. I think he's missed one or two passes, and that's because he
He will
dropped
maybe
them.
scoring a switch here. Now he's going to leave Braden back there. Wants to keep developing the kid's confidence. Knows he does have a game in hand.
I think Tony just doesn't know how to
And
play
he's now for
goal.
3, just like that.
What just happened there? Oh,
And
great
he's now
pickup by
4-3,
Tony.
just like that.
Uh-oh. Feeling the heat. Oh man. Good pick. Just missed it. Oh man, great steal. I mean, Hammer is getting tons of possessions
Chance to win
from
big game number 2 here
turnovers.
for Wilson.
Nope,
And
I will not
Braden
take my
picking
time
up the ball.
again. And again, dudes, this is how they lost the first game, and he's going to do the same exact thing, a chance to win the game and not be smart. And I'm gonna place a little bit of blame on the goalie. Maybe they don't know each other, but dude, man, lean into your dude so he can't shoot the ball because you clearly know he is not being smart on the 3 row, and just be like, timeout, take a timeout, dude. Let's just think about it and pull him over there and say, take your time, man. You have a fantastic 3 row, but not when it's a 1 second 3 row.
Wilson able to pick this one up
Oh
quickly
man,
in
yep,
order to take it away.
feeling the heat. Oh man, almost a good grab.
4-3 lead here in
And
game
Tony's
two.
building the heat a little bit. Like, he's
Notice
not playing
Braden.
perfect.
Braden
Almost
tries.
though.
And Braden's job here, just get it past Wilson's 3-rock.
Yep, there you. Oh man. Oh my
What are you able to
gosh.
do in this
Huge. Let's
situation?
go, Dragon.
Wilson
Let's go, Hammer.
again look to win this second
Take your
game,
time.
keeping the match up in
Look at
one
this. He is
apiece.
not changing up jack shit. Oh my gosh. Look at that straight. He is bobbing from the corner of the straight pretty much the long hole over here. Just a quick straight.
Donald strokes home the
Oh, or
ball.
long.
It's one game apiece.
Or long. Nice.
Here we go, third game underway. Tony and Braden need this one to send it to a second set.
Boom. Good defense, man. All right, it is. Like, that's. I'm gonna look at that again. I mean, he's tapping it around. See what he's looking. Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, he was kind of out there, but just a great shot. Rushing the 5-row a little bit.
1-0 lead.
I mean, that's almost kind of a hit and hope 5-row. Like, it's clean and tight, but if you're not really giving it a chance to develop, you're just quick passing. You're not even letting him get into his defense. You're just passing right into his dude. A little bit of a hit and hope. That's why we want to keep taking our time.
Game.
Oh man,
Home here is Tony.
I don't even know how you block that. This is why the first game was so critical. Is he was blocking Tony good enough? All right, great. That there you go. Like, take your time on the 5-row. Read the hole. This is why that first game was so critical, because now Tony is kind of getting dialed in.
And it's 2-1. It's Wilson and Montrone get on the scoreboard.
Good shot, Don. Great shot. Yep, good 5-row D. Oh man, great stuff. Big point here.
Not easy for Donald Wilson. He really needs to treat Braden as any other player.
Nope. Again, I will disagree with Mr. Stevens. And I guess what Jim is saying is treat him as somebody that you've never played before. Take your time and understand what that dude is giving you. In that sense, Jim's right. But at the same time, treat him as any other player. No, man. You treat him like a 7-year-old. You treat him like a brand new 7-year-old player. That's how you treat him. That's what my advice is. You have to know who you're playing against. You have to take your time enough to understand, like, okay, he's not really changing the D at all. I will take these holes. He's leaving these holes when he's in this formation. This is what I need. And you cannot be successful if you're shooting within 2 or 3 seconds every time. Good D, man. Oh.
Tendency, and certainly Donald.
Oh, big time.
Firing that one in.
Tony's looking like, oh man, how'd you get past that? Because I have been holding off on that shot for 3 games and nobody saw it coming, including you. Maybe. Maybe he's played him before and kind of did see that coming in terms of his 3-row is forked, or maybe he was trying to block it. Who knows? But excellent shot.
Certainly Donald, a big-hearted guy. Look at Montrone firing that one in, and doesn't want to embarrass the kid or
Oh man,
be too
sick.
aggressive against him, but he really kind of has to be aggressive if he wants to win the title. And the ultimate respect that you can give any player, even if they're 7, is to really give them their best game. Donald has played well, and so is that.
Oh man,
3-3.
He's definitely got that dude's timing in terms of switching down. Timeout, man. Don't rush it. Timeout. Take a timeout. Yeah.
A timeout called here. Braden Jones
Dude.
will put the ball back into play.
Brayton Jones is taking more time on
Trying
this
to get
game
within
on this table than
ice.
anybody else
Timeout, which
next to
offers a set
Tony.
here.
look at Brayton. Look at this dude taking his time and he's looking down the table. That is Oh man, good shit.
And shoot the pull shot.
Hey man, even if you get stuffed,
Does get it through.
at least you're doing what you need to do, Brayton.
An illegal advance. Donald digging it off the wall.
Nope. Again, like the smell of fear is coming off your game, dude, and you're not gonna surprise anybody there.
Sends it towards
Winners want the ball. They want to pass. They want to score.
the goal and picked up here again by Braden. He's 7 years old.
Again, you got 4-3. That's huge.
And
Oh
up the table and
shit!
in for Jones.
Look at Tony's reaction. I don't even know if he was just like, did he even say good job? Did he even like? He is like, that's what you're supposed to do, kid. That's that's the least. He's like the least you could do for me after all your turnovers, dude. If this was Robbie or a lot of other players, they'd be like, time. If this was Mark Madej, he'd be like, timeout, and like high fiving that kid. He doesn't even look like he's having any fun right now. It's just like, I didn't even. I scored, and I'm not even getting like a double high five. Nothing. This is like emotional abuse. This dude just scored to go up 4-3, and this is his look. And then Tony didn't even really pump him up.
And up the table and in for Jones.
I think Tony's like, no, man, you were hogging my glory.
Nice play by Braden. It's set point for Tony Spreadman.
Oh, man.
Jones. Now Donald
Gonna try that again. Like,
to a final ball. He can score here.
nope, not gonna take his time on the 5 or the 3, not even executing.
Guillermo set it up on the line as requested by his partner, apparently. That one.
Oh, man. Yeah, man, you gotta take your time.
Donald takes a little more time here.
That's straight. Look at that.
Straight. Let's see. Nope. Going
Nope.
Set point. It's match point. It's championship point for Donald Wilson and Alan Montrone. They'll call timeout.
This is Tony's next partner next time. This little kid up here. What? Dude, is that Chuck Liddell over there? That's sweet, man.
Tony Spreadman will put it back into play. 4-4. It is not win by 2. Tony looks to advance the ball. And he does.
Oh, man. Good defense from Hammer, too. Being very random up there. He was just
Tony Spreadman.
dialed in on that lane.
Call timeout.
Yep, taking his time. He's like, Tony, I think you should do a couple fakes and then go push. He's giving you the push side, Tony. Cool, man. Thanks. Appreciate that, kid.
Tony Spreadman will put the ball back into play. Going to send it to a second set. Spreadman.
God, he is milking that clock.
Stokes at home, and Tony Spreadman.
Yeah, man.
Jones hold on to
Just like I told you to, partner. Push side was
We
huge.
head to set number 2. Tony Spreadman, Braden Jones win the opening set of the DYP. Donald Wilson will put it into play with his partner Alan Montrone as we open up set number 2. And again, in my experience, we have seen, of course, Sam DeJohn do what he does. I believe he won with an amateur doubles at Las Vegas this year. Billy Pappas, of course, a great player when he was 9, 10, 11. But 7?
Good D.
Don't think it's ever happened. Not in my experience, and I certainly have some of that. what a story being written here right now on table number one.
Look at this passing from Tony. He's been milking the clock on both bars, and all of a
9-10
sudden
over.
he goes here,
That's 7.
and instead of taking his time again, he instantly takes the first read and it's wide open.
Don't think it's ever happened. Not in my experience,
Boom.
and I've
He,
certainly had some
I
of
mean, he's just
that.
totally mixing up the clock.
So what
Just
a
good shit.
story being
Just
written here
wearing
right now
Don
on
out
table
on
number
the
one.
5-row.
Tony opens
And
up
he's
the score for the
clearly
first
getting
time on
dialed
the
in on the
70s.
goalie's defense too.
Tony very focused, and that is a dangerous proposition for any opponent of Mr. Sprademan. He wants this one. What he wants, he usually gets.
I mean, give it up. Mr. Dragon is definitely sticking with, for the most part, he's sticking with the brush, but he's
Braden
definitely
Jones
throwing in a
with
bunch of
a
other
big
stuff
score
too.
in that third game at 3-3.
But a lot more
Again, that's
refined
not
than
his
the
job.
last time we
Job
played.
to give Tony a chance to grab the ball, 5 or 3. That's what he does here. He's going to
Great
score, I think.
clear and a score.
It's 2-0. Again, not
Boom.
easy for Wilson and Montrone to play in these circumstances. Of course, it's against Tony, the greatest. And Braden doing the job back there defensively, though.
Oh,
He
there you
does
go.
find the straight
Eh,
hole, but
And I'll
Braden was
share one of
certainly
my.
more
I haven't played
dangerous
Tony
here
a
in this
lot, but I
double
played him
overtime.
once, probably like 5 or 6 years ago. Like I definitely wasn't at the top of my game, but my 5-row
Scored those
was,
singles, those
and
two singles that Sam
we
won.
both. I
And
probably, I don't know if I beat him on the 5, but I definitely went heads up.
doubles
Like I was
actually
swissing him,
in these ones.
and we rolled him the first game because my partner got a couple blocks and I was scoring really good,
Could have been singles.
and then
Play toonies.
just the nerves got to me. It's like, no, man, I'm about to beat the best player in the world, and he had a pretty good goalie at the time.
Unless I'm wrong.
And all of a sudden, my shot just kind of like took a dump. I, I
Braden
I just lost a little bit of
calls it one
confidence
to
in it
one.
because I hadn't been playing a
Three
lot.
one here in game number one.
And
Will
this is
Gull.
that's just what happened. Is like you have the game, we have the games to beat the best players, but sometimes we just think like we don't belong
Like I
there,
said, play
and we
toonies, you're
just
wrong.
get away from our
One of
game
the only
plan
singles in Las Vegas
instead
this
of
year,
just
the
keeping it cool.
one with more than 100
So
players in the event.
might be picking
Vegas
on some
9,
people, but I have been there. I have
better than Braden.
been disappointed in my game a lot
Braden
as
Jones puts the
well.
ball back into play. But 7.
Damn,
That's a long
man.
goal. Braden Jones
Oh,
certainly contributing to the effort here as he has scored a couple of key goals. That one's going to roll to a dead stop and be put back into play by WilsonMontrone.
good grab.
Shot attempt grabbed by Wilson.
Need this point to
This
stay in
game
this
ends, they're
game.
looking at a straight or a very long. There's the long.
I don't even know how he's taking the long versus straight. Because I'm the hammer, dude. That's why. Boom. I would get some switching action on the other team just to throw a curveball at Tony. I don't know what that game's like, that the goalie guy's game is like, but he's clearly getting dialed in on the defense and the 5-row. And you just have to switch it up every now and then. I mean, we're going on what, 4 or 5 games now? Like, of course he's going to get a read on you.
Stokes it home far side. It's 4-2. Wilson will look to pull his team back within 1 as he sets up the pull shot against Braden Jones. And he does find a
Boom.
straight hole here.
Yep.
It's 4-3.
Great pass, great shot.
Tony crisply through the lane.
I think too, if you look at sometimes Don is giving really, really good 5-row, but if we just look at what he's giving Tony, it's it's kind of easy to read. Um, he's not going fast enough to make Tony guess. He's giving Tony both holes. Tony is just waiting to take the hole that he wants. So let's just say like, hey man, as Mr. Spearman, I'm going to be looking at lane. Look, I mean he's there and then he's back here and then he's there and then here. Like it's almost like boop boop boop. Very easy to read.
For a first game win here in the second set. Spreiteman drills it down the middle. Tony Spreiteman, Braden Jones now just a game away
And
from
it's
taking the
so
lead
tough
on
too
the
because this is what we were
title.
talking
Do you
about.
see, Tony stop
He's
and
like,
back
get
up
over
here?
here,
What do you
bitch.
see Tony
Look,
doing here?
man,
He is
you do
really
not
giving you this
score any
A-plus game.
here. This is
He
my
seems
moment to
motivated, he's
shine.
focused, and we're
What's
seeing
up,
that
Bill
pay off.
Hayden? I love you, man. I hope
Can give
Mr. Hayden is doing
a
well.
chance to really
One of the best players
not only
ever.
affect a young man in a very positive
Best
way, but
people.
also
Best foozers I've ever met. I
create
wish
some
I
history.
wish he stayed in Denver for a little bit longer.
Here we go, second game underway. Looking at the stats, Tony Spreiteman 4 for 5, passing 4 for 4, shooting
4 for 4 shooting. So 100% on the 3 row and 99% on the 5 row. that's, yeah, you're not going to win that match. It doesn't matter if he had a bag of beans as his goalie. Like, you're not going to win that.
Braden Jones cleared at 100% and also scored one. Solid numbers for the team of Spreiteman and Jones. Wilson just 2 for 6
Oh,
passing,
man.
but he was 3 for
Good
4
shit.
shooting. He's got to continue with that kind of percentage. Montrone cleared at 50%. Wilson fires home the long.
Yeah,
Does
man.
get that thing out
Take
there.
your time. Good things
Off
happen.
the post. It's 1-0 here in game number 2.
Yep, same thing. Kind of. I mean, he's given Smart D, but he is leaving these holes open for way too long.
1-0 here in game number 2.
Like, you got to do a little bit more faking, and you just have to be faster on the 5 row. You have to get in and out of the holes faster and make Tony guess. And he doesn't have to guess. He's just waiting to take that pass. And we'll do another lesson here. I know a lot of people will say, like, dude, go over 5 row defense. How do you block a great 5 row? You know, it's an art and you have to play a lot, but at the same time, it's just common sense. I mean, just use your head, dudes. If you have to guess, there's no being the master of guessing. Like, you either are on it or you're not. So if you're just moving your 5 row a little bit faster and you're staying in the holes a little bit more random, you're doing that to the point where Tony has to guess because you're not giving him a pattern. He's gonna he's gonna get a few, but at the same time, you're gonna get your fair share of blocks. So that would be my suggestion: is learn a bunch of different Ds on the 5 row, but when all else fails and you're playing somebody with a dominant world class 5 row, you just have to be faster and you have to, at worst, make him guess. And I guarantee you, you're still going to get a lot of blocks because he's guessing, and nobody can guess 100%. It's like roulette.
Spreiteman looking to even it up.
Yeah.
Montrone, though, able to block it and take it away.
Good D. It looked like Montrone changed up some of his timing. He was a little bit slower there, so good stuff.
Experience playing against Tony on the local level. And that one blocked back into the goal. It's 1-1.
What happened?
Against Tony on the local level. And
Oh
blocked back into
no,
the goal.
by the
It's
3
1-1.
row. That's the worst because you're probably looking at the 5 row and you think the hole's open, and next thing you know, like, you're like, "Where's the ball?" Oh, it's in the goal. She.
And
I'm gonna pause it here because, yeah, this was another thing that we were talking about before. This isn't anything that's happening here. Is like, if you have your 2 bar and you're not clearing, and the match that immediately comes to mind is Colin Cole and Christ versus Moore and Diaz, where Cole had, you could tell he had a good 2 bar. He was looking down the table, but Ryan was all over it. Just be like, if you don't have a blistering, unraceable 2 bar, then you just have to understand, just take a little something off your 3 bar and hit it into their guy. That way they're diving. Like, you can't just race everything. If you're racing, you are giving up something. Like, you're bailing too soon or something like that. So you don't need an invisible 2 bar. I mean, that's what we all want to strive to have. You just need a smart one, and you have to take your time to understand. Okay, is that dude bailing or is he not?
Knocked down by Wilson. It comes back to Jones.
Are you ready for this up your ass, old man?
Dad and Mom both sitting
Oh man, almost.
in the crowd
Look
looking
at
like
that
one
grab,
sort of
Tony.
crowd at the same time.
Disgusting.
Spriteman able to pick this one up after Braden was able to clear it again, and then he tried to
Good
look in
D.
that far corner, and Montrone there. 1-1 here in the second game. 1-0 lead for Tony Spriteman and
Oh,
Braden
that's what
Jones.
you do,
Picking
man.
up the
Just get it
table
down
and
there.
dialing in. It's 2-1.
Are we doing? Are we going 6 games?
Tony, quick.
Oh man, look at that. And again, this is in my 3-bar strategy video, 3-bar theory. Because you are setting up your roller like the same way every single time, you're getting a read exactly on what holes that defender is giving up. Tony's setting it up. He sees that that push side is wide open, and he doesn't even blast it. It's a very casual toe pin. So just super smart foosball from Tony, completely working a series on both rods. Boom,
And
crushes it.
goes Wilson.
Big point.
Donald. Again,
Boom,
striking home the long.
the hammer.
Interesting to see at some point whether Tony does get back there in a defensive situation. Braden's done a pretty good job, but right now Wilson on a bit of a roll. That dead ball will be put back into play by Tony. Spriteman
Oh man, that's dirty.
will attempt to tie it up at 3. Spriteman pokes it home
Boom.
far side.
How come we don't get old
By
ladies
3 goals
playing? I mean, we
apiece,
got
we're down
kids,
to 2.
and I know we got old foosers out
Timeout call
there.
here.
Well, I guess we got Lafredo.
Donald Wilson will put the ball back into play. We're tied at 3. Number 2. Big goal here for Wilson and Montrone. Donald can't connect on the pass. It comes back to Braden.
Boom!
On goal by Jones.
Good shot, Mr. Jones.
Up here by Montrone. It comes back the other way, just wide.
Oh man, great pickup.
Advances it through that near lane.
Huge point, huge point.
Set it up and shoot for the lead.
Oh man, I will not take my time. Oh, let's look at that again. Setting it up, setting it up.
And blocked and taken away by Braden.
Barely even set it up before he's into motion.
Who again sends that one up the table. It comes back to him off that back wall. He's doing a good job of clearing the zone here in this second set. Again.
Oh man, 2 steals in a row.
It's picked up on the 5 by Wilson.
Yep.
Set right back towards Jones's goal. Off the outside wall, Tony.
Oh man, 3 steals in a row.
Pick it up with his passing rod. Donald will take it across, work that far side as he always does.
Yep. Tony's just like, come on, man. Winners want the ball.
Donald's been shooting it extremely well on the 3 rod. I don't think that was the right time for a left hook. He needs possessions on that 3 rod.
He's like, I got you, Mr. Stevens. Here comes my possession.
Get one here.
Oh man, read it right.
By Tony, comes back to Braden.
Just didn't execute it right. It's all right. Boom. Oh, Jones! Oh shit! Oh shit! Come on, man. Come on, Tony. Very disappointed in Tony's enthusiasm to this kid here. This is how I know Jim Stevens, that he was not happy to draw the kid, because he would be like pumping him up, yelling. I know Robbie. I've seen Robbie do that tons of times. He's just like, come on, man. This is my paycheck. Finally, you're helping me out. All right. I mean, you don't got Tony's 5-row, but not many people do.
The table, and he gets it to Tony, who has it on the 5.
Look at that patience. Kaboom. It even looked like Don was up there on the lane. Nope. Nope. He went off the wall. Um, Don bit and dove to the wall, and that lane was huge. Just outstanding 5-row wizardry. Again, as usual.
To win it here for Tony and Brady.
And I'm just going to do a shout out to my buddy Benjamin in Mexico because he was just like, yeah, man, I got the walls, I got off the walls, I got this, I got that. Tony didn't have this off the wall from the beginning. He was just laying wall. It's only through mastery of those two passes do you start to be in hesitations and different tossing. Do you understand and you get a sixth sense of how your opponent is going to react? Like these are not passes you could just come out of the gate doing. You have to understand why they work. And Tony does, of course. So fantastic shit.
Spread him for the win.
Oh man. I feel like that was a good pick. Let's look at this defensive sequence. This is really good defense by the goalie. I feel like he was blocking the push side. So look at how much time and that Tony takes on this ball, and then look at the discipline that the goalie has to stay on the push side. Like he is not giving up this push side a lot, and then he kind of like cheats the pull. Not cheats it, but he finally kind of talks Tony into the pull, and he gets the block. So
At least temporarily,
fantastic block by the goalie.
still alive. As Allen will, Allen will put it back into play. Montrone fired a full kick.
Oh no!
Grabbed by Wilson.
Gonna go 4-4. 4-4. Meat nut. Oh no! Again. Jesus fuck, Mr. Dragon. This is. I thought it was just like the first game jitters that he blew that first game by quick shooting, but he has done that consistently through this entire match. And once again, um, you have a chance to put some pressure on Tony to get a game here. We'll see what happens for sure,
Taken away by Braden.
but you don't even give your chance, like give the ball a chance to get set up.
Up the table, Montrone with a quick shot.
Oh man.
And Allen again will have possession.
Oh. Again, don't go to be a hero, dude. Um, you guys are winning, or you guys are even in the match because of him not being able to clear the ball or keep slop out, and him and Don scoring when he takes his time. Don't try to clear this ball and get stuffed. Like, be smart, do something. You got to get it past Tony's zone. There you go. But like, put the ball in Brayton's court here. Boom. That would have been great.
By Wilson. Jones again. Sent towards the middle of the table where it's picked up by Spreadman. Second
Oh
chance
man.
for Tony to win it. Spreadman.
Oh man, look at that defense. He totally baits Tony into this middle. Watch it. From the second he gets this up, he is showing Tony that middle. Look at that. He's on the pull side. Like he is showing Tony that middle over and over again, over and over again. There you go. Like more middles, and even like we're what 3 or 4 seconds into the clock, and he's still showing Tony some middles, and then finally he tightens up, and Tony just totally gets sucked into that defense. Like this is out. I mean, I can't remember what we've been talking about over here, but this is absolutely outstanding, outstanding defense on Tony to do that, especially when Tony is waiting that long in the clock to be able to hold Tony off and to talk Tony into shooting certain things like 7 or 8 seconds into the clock or longer. Just outstanding defense. Winners want the ball, but it goes in.
Timeout called here by Wilson and Montrone.
Tony just staring like he's like blaming his partner like, fuck, dude. Damn it. He's
And the left hook. And timeout called here by
he's like, get away from me, man. Get away. And he's just staring. And then he like blows off the steam in an appropriate manner, and then he like nods his head like, yes, yep. I know he doesn't have it in him to pass and score. I should not have given him that 5-bar hack.
That probably was a good situation to use it. It was unexpected. Tony.
I don't know. Was it unexpected? He's like, was that my fault? He's like, nope. Nope, that was my fault.
At 4, here in game number 2. Tony Sprademan will put the ball back into play. It is championship point for Sprademan and Jones. Tony's had 2 chances. We'll get another one.
Just crushing it. We'll take a look again. Look at this.
Tony Sprademan will put the ball back into play. It is championship point for Sprademan and Jones. Tony's had 2 chances.
Oh, man. Dude. I mean, it's pretty good defense from the hammer in the beginning, but then he kind of like lightens up his 5-row defense, and he gives him just a huge hole. And he's kind of been doing that this whole time. A little bit of motion in the beginning, and then he gives Tony huge holes towards the end of the clock, and Tony's just waiting for it. Boom. And this is why, as a player in your series, you have to be able to pull the trigger like that. When you see a hole open, especially like this. And this is why Tony's series is so hard. And you get some people that want to start doing this as a rookie, as a beginner, even like expert. They're like, no, man, Tony does it. I can do it. Nope. This is why you don't see them with a lot of success, is because they don't have the skill, the mastery that Tony does. This is why sometimes just like, Gummason's 5 or Ryan Moore, like you have to be able to pull that trigger on the wall pass or lane the second you see it. And when you're over here tic-tacking the ball around, not a lot of people have the skill and the experience to be able to pull the trigger like Tony does to beat the race. So great shit.
Win again, Sprademan. Usually if you're going to give Tony 3 tries, he's going to get at least one of them as he sets it up.
Fantastic, man.
Almost grabbed by Wilson.
I want to take another look at Montrose's defense, because he has been throwing up some fantastic defense on Tony. So we know that Tony was looking at the push side, maybe.
Usually if you're going to give Tony 3 tries, he's going to get at least one of them as he sets it up.
Just looked like a crossover right at the very end. Yep, it was. Like maybe he was keying off this back hole, and then when that guy abandoned it, he crossed it over. And this is what you got to do when you guys cross it over. You don't do some slow crossover. You do a very fast one. Boom. Boom. Oh, man. Don's like, no, man, I don't want to pass it. Just get it there. Get it.
Sprademan can't grab that one. So Tony's had 3 shots, and WilsonMontrone has come up big.
Gotta be smart, man.
Needed to most. And now
whoa, man.
Final game.
Last game. Shit, man. This is a long reaction. What? Kevin Romero? El Wapo.
Here we go. Final game of the
Maryland State.
Underway here on table number 1 as Tony puts it into play, advances it along that far wall now. Usually in this situation, after Tony's lost the game, especially when he's had chances to win it, you get a big performance from Sprademan. And he opens
Jesus Christ,
this final
man.
game with a shot to the near side. It's 1-0.
Oh, man. Little pokey poke, but great read. Taking your time. Nope, I will I will not take my time. I will not read it, and I will not even execute it because I'm rushing so fast.
Comes back to Sprademan.
Oh, man.
2-0 against Montrone.
The moment was too big, Mr. Dragon.
Sprademan fires.
Oh, man. Huge.
So quickly sprinting from the gate here in this final game. Sprademan and Jones up 2-0. We're going to get a timeout. Nope, we're not. Looked like we would there for a second.
Well, there's Robbie over here. I guess Maryland State looks pretty big. I didn't know it was that big, but
it's Wilson.
There's a lot of players there. Oh, man, great pass, Dragon.
Wouldn't have been a bad time for a timeout, down 2-0. We'll call it the Tom Your timeout. Tom always calls it in that situation, and most of the time it's
boom. It's like, no, I don't need to pass it, FooserX. Got mad stuffing skills. Well, again, I mean, look at this defense from Mr. Dragon against Tony's 5-row. He has not really changed up his
Wilson's much
tempo. He
effective
is
that one.
just.
He'll stuff back into the goal by Wilson.
Um, it looks like he might have a lot of action, but look, we will time it just like how we time defenses that look fast, but they're really not.
Into the goal by Wilson.
This is what you have to do as a passer.
It's 2-1.
Lane, boop, boop, boop.
Right
Very slow
fires
defense.
it home.
And again,
So a quick answer by Tony, and they're up by 2
fantastic
goals
read by
again,
Tony.
which makes this a huge ball for Wilson and Montrone.
Oh, like butter, Mr. Wilson. Definitely keep practicing that. It looks fantastic.
Donald.
Oh, look at the kid throwing in some sneaky shit.
Taken away by Brayton.
He's like, oh man, I better take that slider before he changes it up.
Dangerous going down the middle.
Yeah, man. Don't go down the middle.
Brayton fires that one
He's
wide.
like, shut up, FooserX.
On the 5-row. Nice clear there. An unpredictable play by Wilson. Whether by Brayton. And it's Tony.
Again.
Through. Setting it up.
Why does he do that little? He like looks up at the goalie, like,
Tony passing it through.
like why does he do that? Just to get a read on his partner? Like, yeah, man, I want to look at my victim.
Setting it up.
Nope, you're beating him with the brush, and instead he goes into a gimmick pass.
For the championship, Sprayderman. Chokes
Boom.
it home, and there it is.
Fantastic playing. Oh, now he's got the high five. Now, buddy. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, I knew you could do it. Fuck off, man. Where was that excitement when he was dropping bombs for you? All right, man. He's like wiping his head like, fuck, that little kid was heavy as fuck. I need a shower right now.
To ever win.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah.
There's his younger brother.
Yeah.
Sam DeJohn comes over.
Yeah, man, he is celebrating like it's World. Like, that was his Worlds right there. He just needed a new challenge. Ah, look at this kid. Good shit, man. I mean, we learned, again, what we were talking about before the match even started is when you play these type of players, you pretty much have to play perfect. You can't afford to be stupid on any bar. And I felt like the goalie blocked good. Obviously, you're not going to keep up with Tony's 5. And it really just came down to the 3-rod when Don was just deciding to quick shoot on this kid over and over again. That destroyed him, especially the first game. But then he really just kind of kept it up. So sorry about that. But that's how we learn. That is how we learn. Man, I guess I was extra punishing today. Sorry, dudes. It's this Hawaii weather.
Becoming, in my experience, I believe the youngest player.
Being stuck inside is making me grumpy, I guess. All right, dudes. Till next time. Mahalo.